A few students had difficulty with last week's assignment, the SPAM outline, specifically instructions B and instruction H. B required changing of levels, outline levels, and that was where most of the problems were encountered. And I also noticed a few students had problems for instruction H, removing the space after paragraphs. So I wanted to do a real quick demo that will hopefully answer any questions that you might have had on that. I'm not going to do the entire assignment here, but I'm just going to hit those two highlights. So I brought up the hands-on assignment, and the first thing it wants me to do is open a blank document, which as you can see I've done, and then it wants me to switch to outline view. So if I go to view, I can select outline, and you'll notice that it changes a little bit. The way the document looks changes a little bit in outline view. So bear with me while I type. I'm going to type just a few of the lines from instruction B. And notice that I'm going to omit the level indicators at the end. The instructions weren't instructing you to type that. If you did type it, that was okay, but you didn't have to type it. That was an indication of what outline level it needed to be. So bear with me. So for those of you following along, I should have mentioned this earlier. It's probably best that you follow along in the textbook with me, so you can see what I'm doing. It says that you should enter these at the outline level indicated. So now that I'm in outline view, if I select this, it wants to be at level 1. The instructions indicate that this line should be at level 1. And if you'll notice up here in the outline level, you'll see a level 1. For the next level, summary, it wants that to be at level 2. So if I select it and run up here and click level 2, you can see that it indents it like an outline. The next, all the way down to methodology, they'd also like for that to be at level 2. So I can select all three of those at one time, go down here and select level 2, and I'll see that they all jump over to level 2. The next line they want to be at level 3, and the next one at level 4, I believe. So 3 and level 4. So you can see, it's beginning to shape up and look like an outline. So that's what the outline levels. And for those of you who are having more difficulty with it, you can look in page WD 3.8 and changing outline levels. 3.8 and 3.9 will discuss changing outline levels. So for H, it wants me to switch to print layout view. So again, if I go to view, I can go print layout, and you'll see there's lots of spaces in between here, and it's just kind of ugly to look at. So if you select all of these and go to page layout, you can look at spacing. So this is paragraph spacing. And if I can decrease that down to 0, you can see that I lose all of those extra spaces between paragraphs. To give you, just to show you space after paragraphs, if I change this spacing after the paragraph, you can see that's how the default was. The spacing was before it is the default for my setup, but you can remove all that spacing by changing those to 0 and 0. You can see if I increase this above, as it can be expected, the spacing above the paragraph changes. So that's really all. So hopefully this answers any questions that you may have had on this assignment. Please let me know if there are additional questions.